We are coming to you from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, where tonight WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. So Isaiah Abreu, Todd Frazier, Brett Laurie and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Kevin Cash's Tampa Bay Rays. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this three-game set and Game 5 of the six-game road trip. As you know, we swept the 3 in Minnesota. Then last night, if you missed that game, it was just pure baseball. Chris Sale, Mr. Baseball for us right there, was just 9 innings, no runs, 2 hits, and we won it with a run in the 9th inning.
There's no doubt that Chris Sale was unhittable last night, but tonight they're facing Johnny Danks, and Melky Cabrera came through big last night. With first base open, for some reason, they decided to face him. Well, he made them pay. Melky has been red hot. Jimmy Rollins scoring what turned out to be the winning run, in fact, the only run. And take a look at Melky this year as opposed to last. After 10 games last year, hitting .238. This year, .342. Last year, he'd driven in a couple. This year, 3. He's driven in some big ones. And also, you have to keep your eye on Brett Laurie, because against Erasmo Ramirez, he's 4 for 7 with a couple of doubles. And Ramirez getting his first start of the year, so this should be an interesting one for Tampa.
Well, they have a little right-hander out there. He's only 5'11", but against us, he has pitched well, especially last season, making his 4th appearance of the season.
Last year, he went 11-6. He's the 5th starter on this team, and they only need a 5th starter one time before May 10th. And Ramirez getting the start tonight. So he's a changeup artist. He's got a very good one. He also has a slider. Last year, he decided to change eye levels after coming over here and struggling at first. This year, he's been working exclusively out of the bullpen and throwing the ball pretty well. That changeup sets up a fastball that's not overwhelming, but it is pretty good. And especially with 2 different types of sliders, he has handcuffed them out of the pen. So it'll be interesting tonight. He said he knows he's on a pitch count. And look at last year, 11-6 ERA, 3 3/4 in 34 appearances, covering 27 starts. But opponents hit just .236, which is awfully good. So Ramirez is a pretty good one, and we'll see tonight if Johnny Danks can right the ship.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way. Chicago White Sox baseball is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. By Honda, start something special with a great deal on a Honda, now at your Honda dealer. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Ford, America's best-selling brand 6 years running, inviting you to check out our fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to test drive our award-winning lineup today. Visit buyhyundai.com.
Welcome back to Tropicana Field. The signing of Austin Jackson in the spring meant that Adam Eaton would shift over to right field. Robin Ventura likes what he's seen from Adam so far and indicated he might see some time in left field as well.
He looks great. I mean, I think he put a lot of work in, but you start looking at maybe him in the past of being a little more comfortable on the corners, but I think he's done a great job of just acclimating himself, because for a couple of years now he's just been strictly in center. Gets a great jump on the ball when he's on the corner. So there's probably a possibility of him playing a little left too at some point, but he's done great in right field.
Stay with us. We'll have tonight's lineups and first pitch right after these messages. Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Adam Eaton leading it off. He's been hitting the ball well. Jimmy Rollins, one of the heroes of last night in the 2 spot. Then it's Jose Abreu, Todd Frazier. Melky Cabrera also red hot with Brett Lawrie, who's done a pretty good job in his 5-game hitting streak. Then it's Avi Garcia, Alex Avila, and Austin Jackson in center field and hitting 9. The defense, and how they'll line up behind Erasmo Ramirez, Desmond Jennings, Brandon Geyer, and Steven Souza in right field. Then it's Evan Longoria, Brad Miller, Tim Beckham, and Steve Pearce around the infield, with Kurt Casale once again getting the nod behind the plate, and Erasmo Ramirez making his first start of the year on the hill, as ERA an even 3. This is 4th appearance and first start. Last year, 27 starts. And was 11-6 for a team that did not finish over 500, so he was a good one. The umpires for the game tonight: the crew chief, Fielden Culbreth behind the plate, C.B. Buckner's at first, Jim Reynolds at second, and Manny Gonzalez is at third. So Adam Eaton strolling to the plate, which means we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports. So happy you could join us for Game 2 of this 3-game set. And number 5 of the 6-game road trip. Evidently they are waiting for the clock.
And in the meantime, nobody in baseball has won 7 games on the road, the Sox being 7-1.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as here is the 5'11" right-hander's first pitch taken for a strike.
That fastball, anywhere from 91 to maybe 94 when he really tries to throw it hard, but the changeup is by far his best pitch.
And that is Souvenir left side. So the count very quickly, 0-2. Adam comes in at 351. 0 for 4 last night. Outfield well around to the left, about equidistant.
So far, both of the Rays pitchers used that modified windup, the one that David Price first showed, almost from the stretch, just a little back step and then right at the hitter.
That's up the middle. He can't get him. So a nice little infield single.
Shortstop, number 7, Jimmy Rollins.
Fastball away, and no way that Ramirez can get a glove on it. Miller does with this 360 spin, gets it over there, but just not in time.
So here is Jimmy Rollins, 2 for 4 last night, and of course scored the winning run in the top of the 9th inning.
Both of the players who were in a collision last night, Kevin Kiermaier and Forsythe, they're really good second basemen, are out of the lineup tonight.
Way out in front.
That's the first changeup he's thrown, and you can see how effective it can be.
Well, you swing at the motion. As a hitter. Guys with good motions going to get you.
He came over.
Fortunately, a lot of guys give it away.
Well, if they do that, they slow down the arm motion at all. The hitter just waits back.
That was right there.
When Ramirez first came over here from Seattle, he gave up 15 runs in his first 5 innings of work. And then Jim Hickey, their fine pitching coach, took him aside and said, look, we're going to have to rework this a little bit. You're going to have to trust what I tell you. He did just that and was 5 over for a team 2 under. So Hickey really did a good job with it.
Well, he's done a good job with everybody. We got 2 of the best pitching coaches in the game in this ballpark tonight. Watch out. Rollins is gone, 1 down. So with 1 out, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Man Joe, our director and crew, well, they went with Brett Laurie. Steve's going with Adam Eaton. And Joe Mazza, like Mazza's dad, he heads up our ticket department. Joe Mazza celebrating his 76th birthday today. Happy birthday, Joe. You got me by a couple, buddy. So here's Abreu. Takes ball 1.
Watching batting practice today, Abreu was absolutely killing the ball. So hopefully that will carry over. He was driving the ball deep into left and left center field. Last night a couple of times they stayed away from him with sweeping breaking balls.
And they get him. So that's a nice double play turn by Tim Beckham at second base. After a half inning of play, our guys nothing, and their guys coming to bat.
tonight. It's Geyer, Pierce, and Longoria at the top. And Corey Dickerson, Desmond Jennings, and Steven Souza in the middle, with Miller, Beckham, and Casale rounding it out. The defense, and now they'll line up behind Johnny Danks left to right, Melky Cabrera, Austin Jackson, and Adam Eaton. In the infield, Todd Frazier, Jimmy Rollins, Brett Lawrie, and Jose Abreu. Alex Avila for the second night in a row getting the nod behind the plate, and Johnny Danks on the hill. He's 6-6 lifetime against these Rays. His ERA at 4.20. Last time out was not a good outing for him. Although he got the ball over the plate, he failed to keep the ball down and away from the right-hand hitters.
Here's Brandon Geyer. Geyer coming in to the game at 0.91.
He almost hit the ball out of the ballpark against Chris Sale last night, taking Melky Cabrera against the wall. And when he got the 2 strikes against Sale, he didn't use the high leg kick. He almost used no stride at all to try to make sure he didn't strike out against Chris.
That part of the top zone didn't get it.
Chris was absolutely brilliant last night. A 2-hit shutout. 9 strikeouts, no walks.
Graham-Mark. So the dreaded leadoff walk.
First baseman, number 28, Steve Pierce.
Pierce had a hit last night, one of the 2, and it was on a first ball fastball coming in the 7th inning against Chris Sale.
Here's a good first ball fastball hitter. Takes a strike right there.
Todd Frazier over very close to the line at third base. Talked to Tom Foley about Pierce, and he said, well, one of the reasons we got him is that he had 7 home runs against us. He said if he's on the ball club, he's not going to hurt you.
Wow, pitch.
That time, Alex Avila wanted it low and away, and Johnny missed low and in. So not a real good beginning to this first inning.
Two balls, 2 strikes. They have been having some trouble scoring some runs. They're hitting 196 as a team. That's into left field. Runner is tagging. Not going anywhere. So 1 out. And that'll bring up, here's the man for him, Evan Longoria.
Longoria has really struggled lifetime against Johnny Danks. As good a hitter as Longoria is, he's hit below 200 lifetime against John. Hopefully that trend will continue.
Rays have scored 1 run in the last 3 ball games. Total.
They're having overall this year same problem the Sox are having as far as scoring early is concerned. Only they don't score often.
And the count 2-0. Longoria 4 for 23 lifetime off Danks. 4 hits, all of them have stayed in the park. There's the strike. Sox in the streak now. Where we are going to play. That's inside. 19 straight games until their next scheduled off day on May 2nd. Only one off day in April, which is, for Steve and I, unbelievable. We've never seen it.
That's compared to 5 for Kansas City. 5 off days in April.
That's softly hit. We got a man there. Tried to shove it a little bit. So 2 down.
Well, pretty much shows you a difference in the Pierce at bat. Pierce is a dead pull hitter. You get a man at second, nobody out, and you got to try whatever you can do to hit the ball to the right side. If he advances Geyer, that fly ball scores it. As it was, nothing going on, and John has a chance to get out of this first inning without giving up a run.
Well, that's why managers know their players better than the opposition, because of the fact some guys just, you can't throw the ball to the right side.
Pierce is one of those guys.
Yeah, dead pull hitter. So, you know, it's that old saying, don't ask him to do something he can't do. Managers will tell a lot of guys, don't even try it. You got a man on second base, nobody out, just try to knock him in. So the leadoff walk, the wild pitch. Melky calls off Jimmy, makes a catch, and he pitches out of it after 1, no score.
report. Logan Forsythe, bruised left hip. Kevin Kiermaier, head contusion. They're both out of the lineup tonight. That coming in the 4th inning. The injury report is brought to you by Dr. Anthony Romeo Orthopedics. If you have any shoulder or elbow problems, go to RomeoOrthopedics.com or call 312-432-2342.
Todd Frazier takes strike 1.
Last night in the 4th inning, with 2 on and 2 out, a nasty collision. Logan Forsythe, elbows Kevin Kiermaier in the head. He comes away with knee and hip difficulties, a soreness, but Kiermaier took a big shot to the head. One of the things that Jim Hickey talked to Ramirez about was changing eye levels. Because he throws a changeup and a good sweeping slider to right-handers, he wanted him to think about high fastballs, and you saw the result there.
Well, you didn't do it every year, but you had a couple of years there. There was nobody in baseball better at changing eye levels than you were. That exhibition you put on the 1980 All-Star game was, I mean, that could have been put in a time capsule. As that's 2 down as Melky goes out, and that'll bring up Brett Laurie.
Well, if you're going to throw a lot of breaking balls, you're going to have guys that have to center on the pitch away. Right-handers especially low and away. Left-handers pretty much the same. So if you're going to throw them low fastballs when their eye is constantly looking down, you're not doing yourself any favors.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Teams should get a clip of that. Would you work 3 innings in the game?
3 innings.
They should get a clip of those 3 innings and show it to their young pitchers.
We're not going to see anybody in the All-Star game throwing 3 innings and start any longer.
No.
Because quite obviously there's a lot of pitchers and they don't want them going 3.
Plus, they want to get them all into a game. Yeah. That's where culture has changed a lot too. Years past, the National League against the American League managers. I know Dick Williams, who played the All-Star game in Houston in '68, said, look, some of you guys are going to be upset with me because you're not going to play. We're here to beat their you-know-whats.
Yeah.
We lost that game 1-0. Only 1-0 game, I think, in All-Star history. They scored a run in the 1st inning. Now they want to get them all in.
Laurie with good numbers, the best numbers on the ball club against Ramirez. And so far, Erasmo, and this is his first start, throwing the ball very well. And he is on a pitch limit tonight, only they won't tell him what it is exactly because they don't want it to alter his approach.
One of my big pet peeves in the game right there, pitch count. Unbelievable how it's changed.
And they probably wouldn't do it except for his first start.
Ball's hit sharply down to Longoria. And as usual, Brett Laurie busting it down the line. I love to watch that man play. Desmond Jennings, Steven Souza, and Brad Miller.
Jennings had the first hit of the ball game last night. Made a fine running catch in left field.
One and one to count. That ball is ripped into left field for the leadoff single.
The gun's falling behind a whole lot of these Rays hitters, and even when a team is struggling, they're looking for a 2-1 fastball at 87 down the middle. They're going to have a pretty good swing at it.
Souza hitting at .267, 3 homers, 5 knocked in. Take your time, you got plenty of it. Rack him up.
Very well positioned. He's over toward the line. Able to corral it, and then it's easy after that. No chance at all for Jennings to get anywhere close to Laurie. Very snappy 5-4-3.
Johnny's got him. Leadoff single. Second inning in a row, leadoff man aboard, can't do anything with it.
It's time for the Subway third inning triple play promotion. Text Subway 3 to 97999 right now, and a 300th texter will receive a $30 gift card to Subway restaurants in the Chicagoland area. Subway, fresh is what we do.
Here's Avi. Avi can't get it. Erasmo Ramirez. 5'11", 200 pounds. 25 years old. And Rays have a streak going. This will be the 247th consecutive game the Rays have started a pitcher under the age of 30, which is almost unbelievable in today's game.
It's amazing, but when you take a look at their payroll on a yearly basis, you can pretty much understand it.
Well, again, that's just tribute to those 5 flags out there to Joe Madden.
Yeah, he put a whole lot together. You see the AL East champions as well as the American League champions in 08, and then AL East champion in 2010, and wild card in 13 and 11.
One out.
Hey, Sox fans, the Angels are coming to town to play our Chicago White Sox from Monday, April 18th through Thursday, April 21st. All fans in attendance to any of those games will receive a 2016 Chicago White Sox calendar. Purchase your tickets today at whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
One thing about coming here, though, they have some of the absolute nicest people in Major League Baseball working in this ballpark. From the elevator operators to everybody, ushers, the only thing they want to do is be nice to you and help you out.
Give you an idea last year what this Rays pitching staff was like. 67 games into the season, which is a little over 2 months. They had used 26 different pitchers, which was a franchise record. So they got hurt early. They got hurt often, and it was a testament to the entire organization that they came very close with that kind of injury report to finishing 500.
One and two the count, Alex. He knew it.
Well, a good changeup, and it just froze, Alex, as that ball drifted over the outside corner. And that's what makes Ramirez so effective. Same motion as the fastball, but 81 miles an hour instead of 92 or 93.
That little guy's tough. There's no question about it. He looked great against us last season.
He didn't do much at Seattle, but they really liked his stuff. And when he came over, it was tough for him. But they said, we got you because we believe in you. And I think sometimes that belief is good as anything you can do for a pitcher.
That ball here well in the center field. Back on the track right in front of the 404 sign. Hauls in. He just missed it. But that'll retire the side. That is 8 in a row retired.
Robin Ventura by logging on to WGNTV.com and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner for the latest stats and information. The Sox Game Zone is powered by Dodd Camera. Family owned for 125 years, handling all your photographic needs. Dodd Camera, where the focus is on you. And that's Raymond, the mascot. Very furry blue fellow.
Here's Tim Beckham. Beckham will lead it off. No score, bottom of the third. Takes first pitch strike.
This is one of the only problems with a complete staff almost entirely of left-handed starters. You allow the right-handed platoon players to get 10 or 11 at-bats consecutively, something they never really get a chance to do during the course of the year.
One and two, and this coming from Johnny Danks Sr. at the game tonight, and a big Sox fan who deserves a tremendous big thank you. He gone. Throws in. One out.
John got a break. It's close enough. Field and Culbreth said, yep, the ball drifted back over. It looked to me like Alex Avila stole that ball because he pulled it back just enough.
So here is Kurt Casale, the catcher. Gentleman's name is Hugh Ike Eaton. That has popped up. Nobody can see it. Now Jimmy's got it.
Laurie couldn't see it. He put up his hands, and fortunately Jimmy Rollins could, and that's really difficult. I mean, they're both looking up. That ball drifted to Rollins, and Laurie thought it was going to him, and then all of a sudden, I can't see it. Well, fortunately, you didn't have to.
Well, here's Geyer, the leadoff hitter. The Sergeant First Class Hugh Ike Eaton. He's a Korean War veteran. He'll be 88 years young on May 19th. He served in Korea 2 years in 1951 and 52. So a big White Sox hello and thank you, Sergeant First Class Hugh Ike Eaton. That ball hit hard. And it's fair. So it is 1-0 Tampa Bay.
First home run of the year, first run batted in. And that's the shortest part of the ballpark. It's only 315 down the line, and if you can keep it just to the right of the foul pole, you don't have to hit it awfully far. Changeup down the middle, and Geyer kept it fair long enough.
Here's Steve Pearce. He went out to Melky in left field. Going to the count. And that'll retire the side, but the line shot home run by Top of the order, Eaton, Rollins, and Abreu.
If Fielding's going to call that last one a strike, it's going to be a tough night because that ball was a little above ankle high. It was a good changeup, just out of the zone. So far, Ramirez has kept it to a minimum of pitches.
Right over the top.
See the White Sox take on the Texas Rangers on Friday, April 22nd at 7:10. First 20,000 fans in attendance receive a White Sox tote bag presented by the MLB Network. Stay after the game for a post-game fireworks show presented by the aforementioned MLB Network. Purchase your tickets today at whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME. There are a lot of Sox fans in attendance.
Hi, Rachel.
Jimmy Rollins takes it up. Jimmy struck out his first trip.
Now Miller is shifting to play him as a dead pull hitter. 3 on the right side.
Ball hit into right field. 2 down. Well, the Sox will conclude this 7-day, 6-game road trip tomorrow. Head on home
Number 79, first baseman.
for 1 week. 4 against the Angels and 3 against the Texas Rangers.
As you can see, a lot of Sox hitters tonight swinging at the first or second pitch. No more than 10 in an inning so far in the early going.
Well, those strikes, there's no sense in being 0-1-0-2.
Nope. And left-handers last year hit only 192 against him, which is somewhat remarkable. That was 5th in the league.
Well, what it tells you without having watched him pitch to all those left-handers, probably in most cases, is he kept his changeup down and threw the fastball up.
He did that.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Field and Culper's giving him anything close through the first. 3 2/3.
That time he got his fastball to hit. Ramirez tried to throw it inside. That's where Casali was set up. That ball drifted right down the middle of the plate, and Jose fouled it back.
So Jose is hit by the pitch, and that'll bring up Todd Frazier. Todd struck out his first trip.
This gets him right on the 7. That's the 3rd time he's been hit this year. The team has only been hit 5 times.
Out and around that one, hooked it. So you're going to see everybody trying to adjust. First 2 years in the league, hit 30 and drove in 100. Most of them on pitches from the middle out and off the outside part of the plate. So they're going to pitch him inside.
Same thing with Avi. He's been seeing a lot more inside pitches.
It was really only one way to get them out of there. You got to hit your way out of there. Big hurt Frank Thomas went through some streaks there where they busted him inside, deep and deep. Finally, he just started using those big, strong, short arms of his and just absolutely got him out of there. High pop up. Now, he does not get it. So Frazier into second base.
That was a long run for Beckham and a much easier play for Sousa, who is not a real good right fielder. He was playing as a dead pull hitter, and that ball was up a long time. But you see where he's coming from. He's coming from the third base side of second. Sousa can't get to it, and Beckham just overruns it. So again, you got a shortstop playing second. You got a right fielder who's not a particularly good right fielder, and there's a break.
Well, we've been very opportunistic so far through the first 10 games this season. We got Laurie on deck, and here's Melky once again.
Couldn't have a better man up in this situation the way he's been swinging it lately.
Well, first base is open. Let me see what they're going to do with it.
Well, they elected in a different situation. The pitch from last night cost him a ball game. So we'll see what happens here as they're playing him a touch to the opposite field in the outfield, straight away in the infield. One thing he's got going for him is the guy up behind him, Brett Lawrie, is 4 for 8 lifetime against Ramirez. So Casali out to talk with him about what he wants him to do. You can see Kurt towering over a man listed at 5'11", but probably maybe a touch smaller than that.
I don't think Melky was looking for that one.
Now he got a fastball right down the middle, just above the knees. Very hittable pitch.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Just barely did.
He caught it. He stayed with it.
Wow.
Evan Longoria makes a beautiful catch. And Ramirez pitches out of it.
Look at the ball going through the hands of a fan as Longoria with good concentration goes over The fan reaches up but doesn't make any contact, and unfortunately Longoria has the ball just nestle into his glove to get Ramirez out of a jam. It's about as far as you can lean in there. Ramirez, a very, very happy man.
And so many times the guy that made the play leads it off. Longoria. Now to Adam Eaton in right field. Solid single in the center.
Provide your guests with the ultimate all-inclusive White Sox experience in the Home Plate Club or Magellan Scout seats. These two premium seating areas are the best way to entertain your most important clients, employees, friends, and family. For more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com/premium seating.
Corey Dickerson popped up to Cabrera in left field.
He came in the game last night after the collision, and he had two great at-bats against Chris Sale. Something that not many left-handers can say, but he lined out to right field. Great play by Eaton, and then lined out to lead off the ninth inning right at Rollins at shortstop. Two Rockets, 0 for 2. Dickerson came over from the Colorado Rockies. He could always swing the bat. That wasn't the problem. 304 last year with Colorado. That time, by jumping back, he tried to convince Field and Culbreth that that ball wasn't there, but it had the whole plate. Dickerson just missed that one.
There's Jennings. He ripped a single in the left field, leading off the second inning.
There's Rocco Baldelli, the first base coach. He had a chance to be just a wonderful player. There wasn't anything he couldn't do. He had some physical problems that really curtailed his career. Found a home at first base with the Tampa Bay Rays.
One on, one out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Frazier. Just a step and a half, 2 steps off the line of third.
Well, that was a very good pitch and did not get the call. John knew it was there. Alex knew it was there. See where the 4 appears, just pops up in the glove and the whole plate.
Well, they gave him one before, took one away right there. That's going to be a souvenir. Bobblehead night this evening. Kevin Kiermaier.
It's a shame on his bobblehead night. He can't go to the post out of the starting lineup, and that's a huge loss for them. Kiermaier, Gold Glove last year, led the league in assists from center field, which is an oddity. And he's a pretty good hitter.
Out in a full count. Longoria just a short, static lead. Trying to deke him like he was going to take off.
He's had 1 stolen base attempt. It was unsuccessful, and the Rays, as a team, 7 attempted steals. They've only been successful 3 times. 2 of them by Kiermaier, who's not in the lineup.
Base on balls, and that'll bring up Steven Souza into a 5-4-3 double play. Hit the ball very hard down to Frazier.
Souza with big power last year, hurt his hand twice. The second time breaking it, and that really stopped anything that he had going for him. But the power potential is there. He can hit it a long way if he can make contact. Another good pitch, did not get it.
That's like flipping a coin.
And I think Alex is having a talk with Fielden. Tell him he's got to have that low strike. Last year, Souza hit 18 home runs in 110 games.
There you go. And that's in the hole. So they're going to wave him around. Get him at third base. Now they got him hung up. Give it to him. There you go. Put it on him. They get the out. So we get the benefit right there of some bad base running for an out, but they do score a run, and it's 2-0.
6th run batted in this year for Souza. He was able to get it by Frazier, and Jennings with an ill-advised, adventurous trip to third base, but he stayed in a rundown long enough for Souza to wind up in scoring position at second base. It's 7-6-4-6 on the Jennings run into an out.
Here's Brad Miller. Went out 1-3 his first trip.
you've got your hands in front of you like Miller does, he lines them up in front. Don't you have to come back to load before the pitch comes? And doesn't that mean you got to have quicker hands?
Well, it's according to what hang time you get. And he got a lot of it right there. 4-0.
First home run of the year, first 2 driven in. And that a no-doubter. Second home run of the night, second in as many innings, and Miller got a fastball at 87 on the inner portion. Although John tried to throw it by him, 87. Better be well located.
We mentioned earlier, Brad Miller's a very good fastball hitter. He can cover the fastball. Beckham struck out, called out. One and two.
He gives him one there.
Four runs on 5 hits, no errors for their guys. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for our guys. And the count goes full. That changeup hit into center field.
Here comes Don Cooper. So Beckham goes right back up the middle, hits the mound, bounds up, but can't stay in the infield. And so Coop out to the mound. The bullpen starting to stir for the first time tonight. Sox down by 4.
So that'll bring up Kurt Casale. Popped up to Rollins. Johnny's 6-6 lifetime against his ball club. Last year was 0-1. Almost a misstep.
Caselli, always known as a defensive catcher. Last year he came up in 101 at bats. He had 10 home runs, which is one of the most powerful catchers around if you figure that percentage for the rest of the year. After a brilliant start to the season, unfortunately, after 38 games, he pulled a hamstring on a home run trot, and that was pretty much it for the rest of the year for him.
Chases that one. Change up. Good movement down and away and out of the zone. Got him. But some damage is done. They put a crooked number up there. 3 spot. We'll go to the 5th, trailing by 4.
Curious bank.
Brett Laurie. Got it out to Longoria. Nothing Rays here in the top of the 5th inning. Tagging some other finals. Minnesota for the 2nd day in a row beat the Angels. They won at 6-4. Presley over Smith. Oakland beat Kansas City 5-3 out of the Coliseum. Sonny Gray now 2-1.
That Minnesota game, back-to-back home runs by Oswaldo Arcia and Byung-Ho Park lifted the Twins to that win. They desperately missed the long ball.
1 out.
Join us for Dia de la Familia at U.S. Cellular Field when the White Sox face the Texas Rangers on Saturday, April 23rd. First 20,000 fans will receive a Jose Abreu plush bleacher creature presented by Total Performance. That's, of course, an engine oil. Visit WhiteSox.com to purchase your tickets today.
Here's Avi. Cleveland beat the Mets 7-5. He's got him. Nice play. 2 down.
Only 51 pitches so far, so even if he's on a pitch count, Ramirez is going to take this game deep enough to help protect that bullpen.
And what knew Jake Arrieta? 3-0 with a 1.23 ERA. Cubs beat the Rockies 6-2. He's got some sort of streak going there at Wrigley Field. I think it's 43 plus innings. Scoreless.
Well, I know 16 regular season starts. He's 13-0.
Well, I know another thing is that last year he had the best stuff we saw all season.
He was awfully tough.
Watch out. Knocks it down. It's a definite hang. Woof 'em. Alex. Meanwhile, we're halfway home. Trailing 4-0. Bottom of the 5th inning and a 4-0 Tampa Bay lead. Top of the order. Geyer, Pierce, Longoria. Going after the changeup. One pitch, one out. He's now 1 for 2. A walk, a home run, and a pop up to center field.
First baseman, number 28, Steve Pierce.
Here's Pierce. Going out to left and grounded to third.
Guys got to hold him right there. Number 1, to allow the offense to get back in the game, although Ramirez has been awfully tough. And number 2, to stay out of the bullpen in this prolonged streak of games And with the day game tomorrow, the finale of the road trip, just as soon not burn through the bullpen early in this one.
Where the heat's going to be on Robin. It's not another off day until May 7th. Really put in the corner, so to speak, as far as that bullpen goes.
Well, you can get a whole lot of help with the starting rotation, keeping you out of the pen, and a welcome complete game by Chris Sale last night.
Well, one thing also is it's not talked about enough as that is out number 2. One thing that's not talked about enough. The way things are today, according to the schedule, and it's certainly ours being tough, one off day in April, is that you got to know when to eat a game.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to know. You know, managers will talk about it with you. They'll talk about it with me, but they don't talk about it publicly too much. You got to know when to eat a game. Can of corn, nice inning for Johnny, and we're into the 6th.
Ramirez. He had 2 pretty good plays. That one ranging to his right to make the play, and this is a rocket. Able to get the glove on it and knock it down, and you're the 5th infielder when you let the ball go. Ramirez did it awfully well. The speed replay is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Austin Jackson went deep to center field, taking Brandon Geyer back right in front. Just to the right a little bit of that 404 sign. Oh, what a pickup this guy is for this ball.
With that good changeup and the slider that he's thrown on occasion tonight, and he buries the fastball in on the hands of the hitters, and our guys haven't been able to get out front of any of them.
So he's just pitching, throwing strikes, changing speeds, getting some help from the home plate umpire. Well, if you're throwing strikes and around the plate, you're going to.
41 strikes, only 16 balls of his 57, and 57 a very low number as we head into the 6th inning.
That ball hit well into right, but 1 out.
Check in during your visit to U.S. Cellular Field using MLB.com Ballpark, the official U.S. Cellular Field app for your iPhone and Android smartphone. Perfectly complements your trips to the ballpark with maps, concessions, guides, check-in prizes, and more. Download MLB.com Ballpark today or visit WhiteSox.com/ballpark app.
Here's Adam. This angle. And a ground out to short. Gap out there in right center. Nubs that one foul. Well, our crack reporter in Seattle, Jimmy Olsen, says that Jake Arrieta has 48 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings at home. That's the longest such streak since White Sox Ray Herbert had 54 between 1962 and 1963.
That's a pretty amazing run.
There's a base hit, that boy.
But if you take a look at Arrieta's stuff, and we saw it up close and personal last year, you can understand where it'd be pretty tough to score on.
Well, as I said, against us, that was the best stuff we saw. You know, we had Chris Sale had a couple of games that you just couldn't top the stuff he had as far as just looking at stuff. But Arrieta was just unbelievable.
Well, they're both 3-0, and both of them very hard to hit, as Chris Sale showed last night.
That pitch down low to Jimmy, who's 0 for 2. Ray Herbert faced him. That pine tar ball he threw up there.
Must have thrown it pretty well.
We did. It had some awesome sink to it. And you could see it where he had rubbed the pine tar on. Yeah, the ball coming up looked like a domino coming in. That's going to be a souvenir left side. They also had a pretty good curveball. Once again, a very happy birthday goes out to our buddy Joe Mazza, Mike Mazza's dad, his 76th birthday.
Bullpen have been going for the first time for Tampa.
There's a shot. Nice play. Nice play by Beckham on the short hop. Forces Adam at second. 2 down.
Beckham, who is a shortstop by trade, making a smooth transition to second base, and it looks like that's going to be enough. What a good job by Ramirez. He's going to exit this one, and his manager very happy with his first start of the year. So as Ramirez goes walking off, limiting the Sox to just 3 hits with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. The fans in St. Petersburg giving him a nice round of applause. Steve Geltz comes on.
And here's Abreu. Boy, that was 66 of the easiest pitches that you ever want to see.
Didn't walk anybody. Fan
Erasmo Ramirez. A lot of room on that right side. Back way over on the third base side of second. He's out and around it. Goes right to it. To the force, and that'll retire the side. We go to the bottom of the sixth, trailing 4-zip. Souza to face Johnny Danks. Corey Dickerson 0 for 2. Last time up just missed one. Johnny won there and the count 0-2.
Jake Petrichka loosening up. He loosened up last night, but DeSale didn't need any help.
And over there, he was close to being a spectator, but he got there in time. He had to turn it on.
The Xfinity Fundamentals deck at U.S. Cellular Field is accessible from the 100, 300, and 500 levels. Learn baseball from the White Sox Training Academy coaches in batting and pitching cages, and be sure to check out the latest Xfinity technology, including the X1 platform. X1 by Xfinity. It'll change the way you experience TV.
Here's Desmond Jennings. Hard single to left, then he walked. On the outside edge of the outside corner. pop up right side. Abreu. Big man is very good on over the shoulder catches.
Well, normally it's an easier play for the second baseman, but Jose wanted it himself, was able to make the play.
Well, he wants to have them all. You know, that's I love his mindset. He's got a mindset of each and every day trying to get better and better and better and better, and he works at it.
That's one of the reasons why he said that it's difficult for him just to be a designated hitter, because if you go for 4, if you're playing out there, you can always do something to help the ball club.
Off the end of the bat, Johnny knocks it down, picks it up, and a nice pick over first by Abreu. So a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning, and we'll go to the 7th.
White Sox checking, an official White Sox debit card, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/White Sox to learn more. Wintrust Community Bank, member FDIC.
All right, boys. We got a pretty good run at scoring runs late in ball games. Let's add one to that. It'll be Frazier, Cabrera, and Laurie. That is 1 for 2, a double. The second 2-bagger of the season.
Just in case Geltz get in any trouble, the bullpen up and going. And it's a left-hander.
Well, as we touched on earlier, 2 of the best pitching coaches in baseball in this ballpark. Our guy and their guy, Jim Hickey. And in a way, you could, like with, I've mentioned that Coop probably, in my opinion, the last 10, 12, 13 years been MVP of this organization.
You can take a look at it in.
Hickey could say the same thing for them.
You can look at it in quality starts. The fact that Jim Hickey, more times than not, is working with at least 3/4 of an entirely new bullpen, sometimes an entirely new bullpen. Pretty amazing.
He was all over that one and just underneath it. I'd like to have that one back.
It was right down the middle. It was probably a little bit higher than he would have liked, but certainly.
Oh, he can handle that one up there.
It was right there.
Good check.
Geltz last year very durable for this team. 70 appearances, 3.74 ERA, just 2 and 6. But for a guy who's mostly in the middle, he only gave up 45 hits in 67 and a third innings, and that's very good.
Rolls around on that one. Miller, good arm. 1 out. Here's Melky. Melky 0 for 2. Longoria made a real good play on him last at bat, going in the stands and catching a foul ball in a big spot for us. And that'll bring up Brett.
Just over the head of Evan Longoria as Melky makes solid contact and a fastball away. We get a long ball here. You've cut the lead in half. Despite a lot of hits and situations for these Rays, it's only a 4-0 game.
He got a cookie right there, just underneath it.
Geltz took enough off it. He was able to throw it down the middle. That's a mistake, but it was not the location, but the velocity that got him the strike.
Time to think if I've ever seen a player with more energy in a ball game. When he first came up to Toronto, I used to comment on how much I love to watch him play, and the same at Oakland last year. He brings it every day, each and every day.
That's what kept him in the big leagues as long as it has, and
he's going to be here a lot longer too.
he was originally a first-round draft pick with the Milwaukee Brewers. That was in 2008.
I thought you were going to say Vancouver Canucks.
He probably would love to do that.
He's a hockey player. He plays with a hockey player's intensity.
He is that. But being a Canadian, I'm sure there was a lot of hockey in his past.
Melky on that wild pitch moves into second.
When they designed the wild pitch, that's one of the things they had in mind. That ball bounced a good 20 feet in front of Casale. Just gets him high off the right shoulder, gets away far enough, and Melky goes into second base.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Stretch. He goes back. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. First of many in a Sox uniform, and it's a 4-2 ball game.
Well, that's that home run we were talking about that cut the lead in half. RBIs number 2 and 3. So a chance to come back in this one as Laurie gets a fastball right down the middle and hits the daylights out of it.
Here's Avi.
He gives him the ball. Most likely the first home run in a Sox uniform. If not, he'll take it anyway.
Well, with that home run, Alex Nelius with another generous donation to White Sox charities in loving memory of Ursula. And that home run right there will tighten some sphincters on that other side.
The bullpen's been an area where they have not been all that good this year. They lost their closer to an abdominal problem, Brad Boxberger.
Has popped up. Long way to go. John Walgren, our producer, said the ball hit. Yes, hit something up there. Came straight down. Meanwhile, the pitching change right here is Gelfs will depart. And we'll be back.
Ball game. We saw him last night for an inning. He struck out 2 and he was awfully good. On for the 4th time. He is 1-0. Total of 3 innings. Hasn't walked anybody yet. He threw a very good slider last night, and he's not going to be facing Alex Avila. Jerry Sands is going to come out to pinch hit. Sox bullpen continues to work. It's Big Petrichka who will most likely come into this one.
Alex was 0 for 2 last time Alex was up in the 5th inning. He hit a rocket back through the middle. It was knocked down by Ramirez, and he picked it up and threw him out. He missed that home run that Sands hit in Minnesota. It was some kind of display of pure power. Against the wind over that center field fence. It's a line shot. Just flicked the bat. And there's a base hit. That boy. No activity down in that pen. So that'll bring up Austin Jackson. He's going out very deep to center field. And hit one medium deep to right.
Cedeno is going to throw a lot of cutters and sliders. Does not have an overpowering fastball.
Going to the count.
Cedeno got released by the Colorado Rockies in 2010. Wasn't picked up immediately. He did pitch for Puerto Rico in the 2013 World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, it's got a piece of it.
We saw Column A yesterday, and he gave up the winning run in that ball game, and he's up again. Nothing will disrupt the bullpen more than losing your closer. But that's what the Rays are going to have to battle through. Yet another slider. That one blocked nicely by Casale.
We get right back into a two-run homer by Brett Lawrie is first in the Sox uniform. 7th inning stretch. We trail it by 2.
Tonight's Major League Baseball scoreboard and schedule.
Home half of the 7th inning. 4 6-0 for them, 2 6-0 for us. Brad Miller will lead it off. And takes ball 1. Miller, difference in this ball game right now. He's 1 for 2. And here's what he did with a man aboard in the 4th inning.
He had a fastball on the inner portion and drove it way out of the ballpark. I think John would be on for just one hitter, although the pitches are down. The 76 of them as Deanna Navarro comes in the ball game.
Well, he might let him go. He can get Miller to back him. He gets in, maybe get this out. Robin knows the bind that he's in, that no off days until May 2nd. Takes it up, takes a strike. Count him as a 2. Gone. He knew it. And 1 out.
He just got outguessed. Takes one right down the middle.
So here's Beckham. Strikeout and a single.
He dropped the curveball very nicely over the outside part of the plate.
Well, here's where catchers can really make a difference. And we got 2 good ones, Alex and DeAndre. And by that I mean they also, like Robin and Coop, know the situation with the off days. And this is where they just going to try to work and maybe get another inning or 2/3 of an inning out of a guy. One of the best, if not the best I ever saw at that, was A.J. Pierzynski. He could get a pitcher who was struggling a little bit, working through it, get him another inning out there, and save over the course of the season, save that bullpen a lot of innings. Full count. Oops. That's the 3rd walk. And now Robin, he's going to come out and get him. Hoping he could get in through the 7th. Now he makes the call to the pen. Johnny gave up 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. He departs, and we'll be back.
inherits. Tim Beckham at first base. Jake on for the 4th time. Doesn't have an ERA, doesn't have a record, does have an inning and 2/3. So he'll face Casale, who's got some big power, hasn't shown it tonight, and that's going to be it for Johnny Danks. But he did get Robin through 6 1/3.
So here's Casale, a pop up to short and a strikeout. All things considered, not too bad considering Johnny did not have as good control.
He had a very tough 3rd inning.
First stolen base for Beckham.
Navarro did the best job he could possibly do on a pitch in the dirt. Beckham gets a good jump. Keanu gets it down there as quickly as he can possibly. That's a tough ball to handle. But he's in.
1-1 pitch. If you're just tuning in, it's not that Johnny walked a lot of guys. He walked 3. He walked the leadoff hitter in the 1st inning. And he walked Jennings in the 4th and Beckham here in the 7th. But he just didn't have his sharp control. Full count. Back-to-back walks.
There's a 3-2 slider and doesn't get it in the zone. So on the appeal to first, C.B. Buckner says nope, didn't swing.
And here's Geyer, a walk, a homer, and a pop up to center field. Two and oh the count. Got a break right there.
Bullpen up and going once again. Looks like Zach Putnam.
Now Jay's just going to have to throw strikes. I mean, he's more 4 guys in an inning and 2/3.
But Laurie comes in to talk with him.
And as we have discussed many times, Jake Petrichkin. He's got to trust that mirror. He's got the ability.
He's got good enough stuff. Always did have.
First, no. That guy who swung at 2 pitchers' pitches.
Make contact on either of them, you're probably going to ground a ball to the left side, probably in a double play. John hoping that that double play is forthcoming.
Go. Checks it up. Fouls it off. 4-6-0 for them. 2-6-0 for us. We have stranded 4. They have stranded 2.
This is a situation where if they do go, we're probably better off going after the trailer on the double steal because Casale doesn't have the speed of Beckett.
Well, we walked the bases loaded.
Enjoy U.S. Cellular Field just like a player. You can play catch in the outfield, warm up in the bullpen, visit the dugouts, and much more. Join us for Family Field Day on Saturday, May 14th, and support Chicago White Sox charities. To purchase tickets, visit WhiteSoxCharities.org. Don Cooper now out. Talk about Pierce and the fact that he's a dead pull hitter. And you can get out of the inning with 1 sinker. Assuming you'll get it in the zone, you can throw that ground ball double play.
Sox packed. There's a little flipper in the right field. Adam is there. They're not going to run on that gun. So now 2 down, but here comes the big bat in this lineup. Evans 1 for 3 with a run scored. He started off that 3-run fourth with a solid single to center. Well, whatever Coop told him. Registered.
Probably told him, just trust your stuff. No, but trust your stuff. Get it in the neighborhood.
Nice lively crowd on hand. Had 16,000 plus last night. More than that this evening. There's a base hit. They're going to hold him at third as another run crosses plate. Well, you're supposed to get beat when you walk the bases loaded.
Especially when you're facing the best hitter they have in this order. And here comes Robin. So that run will end the evening of Johnny Danks. Charge to him. And it'll leave the bases loaded for Zach Putnam. So Petrichka will depart. Putnam will come in. And it's a 5-2 game, and we'll step out. And he's on for the third time. He's given up 1 run with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. And he's got to face a man that has swung the bat very well with nothing to show for it off the last 2 nights. As Dickerson strides to the plate.
Well, we have not seen Dickerson that much, but we've seen him in 5 at bats now, and I'll tell you, he's dangerous.
He's got a really good stroke.
Yeah, he's dangerous. Zach does not want to get that splitter upstairs to him. Just tuning in. Inning started with strikeout Brad Miller. Johnny walked Beckham. Trichka comes in. He walks Casale. He walks Geyer. Gets Pierce on a pop up to right, and then gives up the hard single to Longoria. That's been called a strike most of the evening. Center field. He just missed that one. But in essence, we give them another run and we trail it 5-2.
Summary: Erasmo Ramirez was awfully good, going 5 2/3, 3 hits, no runs. It's a 5-2 game with Brad Miller a 2-run homer, Brett Lawrie a 2-run homer, but a 3-run deficit. That's brought to you by the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event, now at your Honda dealer.
Top of the order here in the top of the 8th. Adam 2 for 3 in this game. Now there's a 3-hopper.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to the At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Here's Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy is due. He's 0 for 3. Nothing into the count. Column A. On that pin. Probably for Abreu and Frazier. Just got a piece of it.
There's a man responsible for the runs. First home run in a White Sox uniform. Coming last inning.
Yanks that one foul. $30,451. There's a shot going foul. Pop up. Desmond. 2 down.
Number 79, first baseman, Jose Abreu.
So here's Abreu, 0 for 2. He also was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning. Come on, Jose, get on for top. Ball lifted into left field. Softly hit. So Cedeno with a very good 1-2-3/8, and we still trail it by 3.
I'm sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent, serving the area for 38 years. So join the nation. Visit jeffvuk.com because Nationwide is on your side. Cotton candy. Terrific. Sox fans not overly happy, but the cotton candy takes a little sting out of it.
Here's Desmond Jennings. 1 for 2, a single, hard single, a walk, and he is fouled down to Abreu. Jacks it up. 2 balls, no strikes.
Dan Jennings, who hasn't been out there for a while, getting loosened up.
Way back. 6-2.
First home run of the year for Jennings. He's had a big night. 2 for 3 with a walk. That's just his second run driven in. And the long ball has made its appearance for the Rays tonight. Home run by Geyer. 2-run homer by Miller. Solo home run by Jennings. And that's a high fastball on the inner third and gone.
A lot of guys going to hit that ball very hard.
Yep.
Here's Souza. Steven takes ball 1. Six, 8-0 for the Rays, 2-6-0 for our Sox. 6-game road winning streak is in jeopardy. Unless we can do something. 4 or 5 like we did out there in Oakland in the 9th. Grabs the strike with that one. So a full count. Now feel for the most part straight up and spread out. There's a tough play.
Not playing deep, as you would expect for a man with power. Tries to bare hand throw in the same motion, and that's most likely going to be it for Putnam. As here comes Robin. Slow walk to the mound. And Jennings will come into the game. So as Dan Jennings walks in, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Last time out, 3 innings, 1 hit. So this is just his 2nd appearance of the year, and you've got to get these guys some innings for them to stay sharp. And the first man he's going to look at has a 2-run homer tonight, Brad Miller.
Miller, his first homer of the season. Long drive back in the 4th inning. Now too much time. So the Sox, who have made some history, franchise history so to speak, coming into tonight, the Sox have allowed 3 runs in their last 5 road games, tied for the fewest in franchise history. Had to go back to 19 and 09. Yes, he did. And count nothing in 1.
And the bullpen had not given up a run in over a week.
And over the last 6 road games, Sox have allowed 5 runs, also tied for the lowest total club history. Back in 1909. And there's a base hit. Ball gets by Austin. They're going to wave him around. Jimmy with the throw. Ball gets away, so he's safe. Hurts his hand.
You're talking about a guy that had 2 hand injuries last year. The second one being a broken hand. Well, Miller crushes this ball. It's 90 miles an hour. Out away and gets by Austin. It's a race to the plate. A short hop and the ball gets away.
We talked about it earlier. The one pitch that Miller can hurt you on very bad is a fastball. He's a good fastball hitter. He had a fastball for a 2-run homer and a fastball for that base hit. There's a double RBI. Beckham's 1 for 2. A strikeout, a single, a walk, stolen base, and a run scored.
So Miller with his first 3 runs batted in this year. He'd come in hitting .071. And this is his 10th game, but a big night for him. Farquhar loosening up in the pen. They got him also from Seattle.
And that is going foul. Full counts. Last 2 innings. Especially in the 7th, seen a lot of pitches. Walked the bases loaded last time. Breaking ball.
Number 19, the catcher, Kurt Casale.
So 1 out, and here's Kurt Casale. Kurt has popped to short. He has struck out and he has walked. His pitch was really close. Maybe has a little piece of that inside corner. That evens it up. Seven too bad guys here in game 2 of this 3-game set. We won that game last night 1-0 with a run at the top of the 9th inning. Lays off that breaking pitch. Foul. A couple of left-handers in that game tomorrow. That'll be at 12-10. Chicago start. Jose Quintana against Matt Moore. And that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet. Foul tip, hung on 2. So 2 down.
Matt Moore, a pretty good left-handed pitcher, has had a couple of starts this year. 11 strikeouts, just 3 walks, and 12 innings. So the stuff is back after all his arm problems.
Well, if his stuff is back, you got your work cut out for
you. He was real good before the arm injury set in.
Here's Brandon Geyer. A couple of walks, a homer. He's 1 for 2. Nice. Back door quick. And a count 1-1.
One thing very good about Brandon Geyer for Kevin Cash, the manager, is he can play all 3 outfield positions.
Lays off that. And has good stuff. Good movement. Most of the time, good quick breaking pitch. He's really only had a couple of tough outings since he's been in that Sox uniform. That hit him. So 2 in, 2 out, 2 on. And here's Steve Pearce. He's 0 for 4. A couple flyouts, a ground out, and a strikeout. Tags it up and takes a strike right on the outside edge. Seven, 10-0 for the Rays. 2-6-0 for our Sox. Alex Avila and Deanna Navarro since he came on, been having their hands full on that dish.
And the control tonight has not been what it has been in the previous 10.
Well, if it stayed that way, we might have won 112, 113 games this year.
That wouldn't be bad. Like lose Mariners a few years ago.
High pop up. Jimmy back. Now Melky coming on. Melky, now it's Jimmy. Makes the catch, falls down. That'll retire the side. But they come up with a pair, and they lead it by 5.
With a double tonight for Hawk, Adam Eaton with a couple of singles, and Brett Lawrie. The Crew looks like they're on top with a 2-run homer. 7-2 game as we head into the top of the 9th inning. It's Danny Farquhar who came on from Seattle. Farquhar on for the 4th time. ERA an even 3. This Tampa Bay team loves to trade with Seattle. Brad Miller coming over in that same deal.
That's 1 for 3. Bell's that one straight back. A little top hand on that one.
really good stuff. And then he hurt his arm a couple of times, which curtailed that good stuff. But he's back.
Oh, he's a little upset with himself right there. High towering drive. And that's out number 1. Here's Melky. He's 1 for 3. Solid single and a run scored back in the 7th inning. And that's popped up. Two down.
Our fourth drive of the game came in the 7th inning with Cabrera aboard. Steve Geltz throws a high fastball, and Lowry takes it way back and out of the park. That is the only scoring, our fourth drive of the game.
Watch out. Right above.
That one didn't get above the booth by very much.
Right above us. And there's a base hit right back to the middle. Let it boy, Frank. Keep it going, buddy. Few years he's been in this league, what we've seen of him. It's that old saying, Brett Lowry, it ain't over till it's over. Todd Frazier the same way.
You know, grinding out at bats, that's what you got to do each and every time. That's what good hitters will tell you is the key to a very successful season. Never a wasted at bat, regardless of what the situation calls for. Indifference as Lowry goes into second base.
That's going foul. Bullet. We're down to our last strike. 1 and 2 with 2 out. just foul. This ball game is over. So the Sox winning streak on the road comes to an end, and we'll be back.